Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Minecraft Debunked. I'm Debunkedness, and you can see that we are over here with our villagers. So today we are gonna do some new stuff with villagers. I have been talking about making a villager breeder for a little while, and we are gonna make that happen. So what we need to make a villager breeder is we need 2 villagers, and then we're going to need a space to set up a basically a farm, and then we're going to need a way to whisk those villagers away. And I'll explain the mechanics of this here in a bit. The first thing that I need to do is I need to get a couple of these villagers, the ones that I want to use over there, into boats. And you might be thinking, why boats? Well, that's one of the ways we can move villagers around. And I tell you what, I'm going to just pick you because you do not have a job, and we'll go with you first. So back to the whole thing with how you can move villagers around. There are a couple of different ways. The one way is, like I said, using a boat, and another way is by using rails. And we are just going to use the boat method for right now. I think we're going to be able to, there we go. You can see those guys get in there. Anyway, I think we're going to be able to get him so far with a boat, and then we're going to have to use rails to get him the rest of the way. And these are pretty simple. You just get a villager in there and you just start moving them over. And that's all it really takes. So we're going to get this guy over here a little ways, and then I'm going to get out of the boat and we're going to leave him there. He will stay there. He will not go anywhere. We're going to have to sleep here at some point, so need to keep that in mind. And we want to find another villager that does not have a trade. Right now, there we go. You are contestant number 2 on Who Wants to Breed a Village. We're gonna bring this cat over here, and now for the tricksy part. The fun thing about boats is you can go down blocks pretty easily, but you cannot go up blocks very easily. Hey, no shoving. No shoving. Let me get my shovel here, and we are going to dig some of this sand out. And I'm realizing that I'm probably gonna have to dig a lot of sand out, so this may not be the best plan. I've got a little bit of railing over there, and truth is, I've probably got enough railing we can make this happen. So let me change my mind. Did that other villager get in there? Yes, he did. Okay, we have 2 villagers in here, and they're both we could actually just use them and not have to worry about this guy. So we might do that. We may do that. Let me get this guy out. I don't want to hit him. Yep, you're free to go. And let me run back over here to the house. Let me grab some railing, and I will be back with you in just a moment. Alrighty, made it back to the house here. And if you remember last episode down in our mine shaft, the abandoned one we found a minecart and we got a few rail. Now, I don't have a lot of rail, but that's okay because we have some iron and we can make some more of this, and I think it's going to be worth making some more. So let me grab about half of this. Actually, no, let me grab all of this. Now, the way you make rail is you put iron on the edges here, and then you're going to put sticks, just 1 stick there in the center. So it does take 6 iron, but you do get 16 rails per craft. So now I just made 32. Let's go ahead and make that. So I've got 84 rails. That'll get me 84 blocks. That's not terrible. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to grab, well, those are activator rails. Those are not powered. So we'll have to do this old school style. That's fine. The sun is setting. I don't. Yep, let me go ahead and sleep, and then we'll go back over there and we will start moving those villagers. So the benefit of using the rail is the rail can go up and down and all that fun stuff, and we don't have to worry about it. What we don't want to have happen, though, we do not want those villagers to come over here and then get attacked by zombies or anything else for that matter. We want to keep them safe and healthy. Okay, what we'll do is we'll get them across that river, and then we need to pick a spot for us to make our breeder. So you might be wondering, what is this breeder for? Well, that is a fine looking question that you have asked me. We are going to use this villager breeder to make plenty of villagers that we can give jobs to, and we can use them to get trades. So we're going to make a villager trading hall, and also we're going to make an iron farm. Now, hopefully we can make that iron farm next episode, but that may take a little bit of effort. So as long as we have all the stuff that we need to make that iron farm next episode, we will. But within the next two, I think within the next two is when we're going to do it. So let's start by getting our rails, and let's just do this. Let's just start right up here. Boom. And we'll just lay down this track. This is pretty simple. This is not the most efficient and effective way of doing this, but it will absolutely get the job done. We want to come across here, and it doesn't matter if we go down here a little bit, that's fine. I know eventually we're going to have to go this way. We'll give them a few zigs and zags and make things more interesting for them. And that's all of that rail. So let me come back this way, and we will end them. Whoops. We will end them over here-ish. Okay. I'm going to put a block down just so they stop right there, because we don't want them to go running off the edge. And then that'll make it easier for us to pick up our track, and then we can put more track down and get them across the river. So the way this is going to work is, fun fact, these villagers, if you get them into this boat, and we can move this boat, except they're both in here. Come on. I need one of you guys to like not be in the boat. So if I put you over here, and then hopefully you'll go that way. Okay. You want to go for a ride? That's fine. We will take you instead. I think you were our first customer. So what we're going to do is we are going to put this boat in front of this mine cart, like so. And hopefully we're not going to have any problems with those blocks right there. We will find out here shortly. And then we're going to come back here, and we're just going to give this mine cart a little nudge. And apparently that doesn't work. Used to be that you could do this and it would just pick up the villager. Oh, there we go. And we're off. And I picked up another guy that I didn't really want. So we'll have to bring that other villager back. Although it may not be the end of the world if we have both of them. That is a librarian that I've made over there in between episodes, trying to see if I could get some good unlocks. And we may keep him over here. It may not matter. So for right now, let's just assume we can use these two. And I'm going to get my pick, and we are going to pick up this rail so that we can put it back down over there. So I will do that, and then I will lay this track out to get across the river, and I will pick back up once I have had that done. And I get those villagers over to a spot where I want to make this build. Okay, we are back, and we've got our villagers over here kind of near the area where we are going to want them. And what I've done is I have decided that over here is where we are going to build our breeder. So the things that you need to consider when you're making one of these breeders is it needs to be, if you want it to be effective, that is, you need it to be kind of close to where you're going to be doing your stuff a lot. So since our base is right over there, yep, right there, we could probably do pretty good to put the villagers here. Something that we're going to talk about later is if you're doing an iron farm, the iron farm is going to be close to spawn, and spawn is that general direction there. So we need these guys here to be a certain distance away from those guys over there. And we'll get into that in more detail later on. But for right now, we just need to concern ourselves with giving these guys a space to have a farm. Then what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to find a way to whisk the new villagers away so that the conditions are satisfied so that they will keep breeding more villagers. So what I want to do is I think I want to put these guys over here in this area, and then we can put our trading post. Well, that's a fun word. We can put our trading post maybe up on this hill or even over on the other side. I have not decided yet. Worst case scenario, we could move this if we wanted to, but for right now, this is going to work just fine. I need to keep an eye on that sun because we do not want things to spawn while we are out here working with these villagers. So I am going to sit here and I am going to spam this until I can go shreepy. And hopefully that's going to happen here pretty soon. And while we are doing that, I'm going to start explaining what we are going to do next. So I said we needed to make a farm. Now, in order to do that, you're going to build a farm just like you would over there, just like we did for our wheat farm. The difference is we're only going to make it big enough for one of these villagers to take over farming it. So to do that, I'm going to pick a place, and I think I am going to go right about, let's leave a little bit of space off the front, and I think the front of it is going to actually be, I think we're actually going to have that facing this direction. So if we go about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think that'll work right there. We're going to start right here. We're going to put down our water. Now, I am going to, I think, build this at ground level. You can build these up in the air. I'm going to build this one at ground level because I think that's going to work out for the best right now. I may regret that, but again, it's Minecraft. We can rebuild it if we need to. So then we're going to go and we're going to do we're going to hoe the soil just like we would before. So we remember this block will hydrate out 4 in each direction. So that gives you a 9x9. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know that 1, 2, 3, 4, that should be our 9x9, roughly. And we'll count that out again just to make sure, because sometimes I am bad at the maths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we're just going to go through here and get this ready to go. And then we are going to go ahead and we're going to grab some potatoes. And you can really pick anything you want. We just want to pick potatoes because why not? Just needs to be something that grows kind of quickly. And we'll get into why we are going to do this again here in just a moment. But I'm not going to worry about replanting those because we're about to have a ton of potatoes if we really want them. And we've got plenty of other food sources. So let's not worry about potatoes for right now. Let's go ahead and start planting these. So the way this works is villagers, in order to breed, have to, 1, be in the mood, and they are in the mood to breed when a few conditions are met. One of those conditions is they need to see multiple beds, and they need to say, hey, there's 2 of us and there's more beds than there are us, so we need to be able to fill that bed. So that's the first thing. So we're going to put beds over here, and we're going to get into that here in a moment, but you need to have beds. So that's part of the thing that puts them in the mood. Another thing that puts them in the mood is if they are well fed, which is why we have the potatoes, and we'll have one of them being a farmer. So if they can see a bed and they see there's more beds than what there are villagers, then they will try to make another villager. So we're going to exploit that, and we're going to make an infinite breeder. Now, what I've already done is I've already got this done. So we need to go over here and we need to get a few more things. I have some glass smelting up over here because we are going to need the glass. Okay, apparently there's lots of eggs. That's fine. We also have the stuff to make pumpkin pie. So we're going to be making that. I'm going to put these eggs up because we will use them later. And as you can see, I have lots of eggs, not a shortage there. So we're going to need some glass, and we're going to need some wood. And I think we're going to need more wood than that. And I've got plenty of wood here. I was getting prepared for doing the stuff and the things, so I've got plenty of that. We're going to need some slabs. Now, slabs are 3. I think we've gone over this, but just in case we haven't, you are going to need some slabs, and then you are going to take those slabs like so, and that is going to give you a composter. Now, we've not gone through a composter before. What a composter does is a composter, if you set it down, you can take stuff like, say, these things here, and you put it in here, and it fills that up a certain percentage. If I hit F3 and I go over to the right-hand side where we've been doing quite a bit of our stuff, and you look here, you see composter level 1. And if I go back in here and I get some seeds and I put this in there, and then you see after a while it goes up to level 2. As we put more stuff in there, different things amount to different amount of stuff. It will end up filling that up until we fill it up enough that we get some bone meal. So I'm actually going to show you guys how that works because I have so many stinking seeds. I need to get rid of them. And this is actually a really good way to get bone meal so that you can grow crops and you can use it to make white dye. So that gets full. When I right click again, I get bone meal. So I can keep doing this over and over and over again. What villagers use this for is villagers will use this to take a job. And the one who gets this is the farmer. So what they will do is they will go through and they will plant all the things. And then if they have extra seeds or extra potatoes or things that they cannot use, then they will compost them, especially if they get the poison potatoes. Okay, so if we put this down, that is going to make one of these villagers become a farmer. And we just need one to be a farmer. Doesn't matter which one. And I come over here and I take my composter and I put this down and I will shift and click, and that will not do what I wanted it to because I fail at Minecraft. What I forgot we have to do is I need to put a block down right here. Let's go here and boom, there we go. Let's pick that up and we will till that again, and then we will do potatoes. Next thing that we're going to need to do is we are going to need to get these villagers in here, but I want to surround this with glass so that we can see what's going on. And then we need a roof over it, and then we need to have our chamber where our guys are going to go. And to do that, we are going to need to dig out some of this. Let's go ahead and place a little bit of glass. And then we will go hop into bed in just a moment. We may need to go gather some more. Yeah, we're probably going to need more glass because this is going to take quite a bit. I've already used a half a stack and we do not even have half our glass in. And we'll be ready once we get this kind of filled in. We'll be ready to start adding our villagers here really soon. And hopefully we will get to have baby villagers very quickly. Okay. I think that is going to get us for right now. And the next thing that we're going to need is we're going to need some trapdoors. So there is this fun thing in Minecraft where mobs, if they see a trapdoor, they think they can walk across it. So you can kind of trick a mob into thinking that you have a trapdoor down. I'm sorry. If you have a trapdoor and you put it down, you can trick a mob into walking across it and thinking they can get where they need to go, only they can't. So this works even if you have it placed down like so. And I actually don't want that one there. I want that one to be down one block like this. So that when I do this, there will be a mob that will think, hey, I can come across this. And we're talking about the baby villagers, and they will think it's up so they can come over here. And then what's going to happen is they're going to come in here and they're going to fall down. We're going to have a 1 block space here, and then there is going to be some beds sitting here, and that's what they're going to try and get to. We have put this up here because this takes this from being a 2 block tall area down to a 1.5 block tall. It's not quite tall enough to allow mobs to get through, or us. Actually, yes, we can. We can get through there, but the villagers cannot, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully that's true, because if not, we're going to have villagers getting out. So we'll just have to make sure we have it right. Now what I want to do is I want to get the villagers in here and get them started with some stuff, but not before I get some beds down here. And then we're going to dig a channel and make sure we have a place for the baby villagers to go. And then the baby villagers will have a place to go that way. And we'll start talking about how we can move mobs and other entities using water. Come out here and let's go ahead and get those beds put down. You know what? I'm going to make a shovel because I only have this iron one and it's about ready to run out. I probably ought to make a diamond one. Do I have diamonds up here? I do. Okay. Let me make a diamond shovel, and I don't have enough levels to really enchant it yet, so we'll just wait on that. But we'll have enough here soon. Eat. Villagers are still doing okay. That's good. And I will go ahead and put down these beds. Now, the way these beds need to go down is right here. And then we are going to put another one here. And then we're going to put one here. And then we're going to put another one like this. I think that is the pattern that we need. And then what we're going to do is we are going to put glass down here and here. And I think if we do this, that's all we need to do. And then we can dig down. We just need to dig this far enough down. Whoa, I really did need a new shovel. We just need to dig this far enough down that we have space for the baby villagers to go. Now they can't jump up 2 blocks tall. Let's go ahead and let's dig a channel here. We just need it to be 2 blocks tall. And I'll explain why we're doing this in just a moment. But basically what you need to know is that if you put a water bucket down and a water channel is made with flowing water, it will move an entity 8 blocks. So that the water will flow 8 blocks. I said that wrong. So water will flow 8 blocks. Now, if I was to do this and create a place for this to go, and we were to hop up here and put this down, this water is going to go from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the first block plus 7. You see that if I come up here and I don't do anything, it moves me along. We're going to take advantage of that, and we're going to use that to move our villagers. Now we need to move them a few blocks away and just get them into a holding cell. Now to do that, once I get to the last block here, if I do this and I go down one more, it will go another 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that first block there plus 7. And we probably want to do that at least a couple more times. So we'll go down 1 there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is the 8th block. Now, I also want to make sure this is well lit. Okay, so the way this will work is when a baby comes down here, he's going to get caught in this and he's going to get whisked away nice and safe. And we're going to create a nice little area down there for him to hang out. But before we do that, we are going to have to sleep again. I know we're getting close. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to run this way and I'm going to see if I can't get this glass that we had smelting up, because we're going to need it for that channel, just the first part. And then we're going to use another little bit of it to create kind of a viewing window up top. So let me sleep, let me get the glass and do a little bit of work, and I will be back with you in just a moment. Okay, guys, I have gotten my water bucket down there, and I have got this set up to where this will bring the villagers down here. I think this is far enough away from where those guys are at that it will continue to try and populate those beds. And I've got this set up to where the water, it will flow, like I said, 8 blocks from its origin point. So 7 blocks away. 8 is the original block. And then if you go and you dig a block down, 1 block down like I have here, that will have the water flow directly into that block instead of all over the place. So that will allow the villagers to be transported down here, and then they can hang out in this area here. Now, what I need to do is I need to find the rough center of the room, and we are going to dig up because I want to put in kind of a view area. So that is going to be where our guys are going to be at. Let me go ahead and dig down here. And let's just see how far down this is going to be before I get to the hole we created. It looks like it's going to be a few blocks down. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let me go ahead and do this. And then we can get that stuff sorted out here in a minute. Now, once we get the villagers in there and we get a roof on that, they will be perfectly fine. You guys saw that. I almost jumped into that hole, didn't I? You wanted me to. So for right now, let me just go ahead and put in some glass right here, and that will seal that up. For right now, that is good to go. Just go ahead and connect this up. I don't think these guys are going to go anywhere because they're facing that direction. But we'll see. And I'm going to need to wiggle them over here. And then we will go over here, and I'm going to just use a little bit of dirt. We'll talk more about mine carts and tracks here in detail as we go along. Today I want to just focus on getting this done, and then we can go into that in more detail at some point. So again, Silk Touch pickaxe. Let me get F3 off here. And boom, there we go. We've got that. So now if we get these guys going, alrighty, we got them moving, and there they go. Let's follow them over there. And we want to make sure we've got that glass so that we can come in here and we can get those guys inside as quickly as we can. So I'm going to see if I can do, nope. Come in, come here. Hi, thank you. Boom and boom, there we go. Okay, we can deal with that other stuff later. We've got our villagers. And one of the other criteria for these guys wanting to make more villagers to get them in the mood is if you have traded with them. So you guys saw very quickly there, I don't know if you caught it or not, as soon as we got them over, this person over here was already a librarian. When we got them in range, our other one picked up being a farmer. So that guy is going to go ahead and start trying to plant these crops and do everything he can. And when his inventory gets full, he's going to want to throw potatoes to this one over here to make sure that he is well fed. So that's kind of nice. They're friendly like that. And we want that to happen. So let me make some slabs. Let's start putting a roof over this, and then we will kind of keep an eye on them, and hopefully we'll get to see a baby villager here pretty soon. And it does take a little bit of time. It's not an exact science. I mean, it kind of is an exact science, but it's a little bit of a waiting game. Come on. Oh, no, they're not happy. Okay, so something is making them upset, and I need to figure out what that is. So let me do a little bit of research and figure out what's going on. I'll be back with you here soon. Okay, guys, so I've been doing a little bit of research, and I'm thinking what might have been causing the problem is these beds being too low. So I have raised them up one block, and we're going to see if that changes anything or not. Another thing that I found while I was researching is a few more specifics on what makes these cats willing to make a baby villager. And it's all based on food, or not all, but they need 12 food in their inventory, and it consumes 12 food. So bread counts as 4 food, while carrots, potatoes, and beetroots count as 1. So essentially you'd have to have 12 of the carrots or potatoes or beetroots, or you can have 3 bread in their inventory. So that's why you see a lot of these farms that are done with wheat, and we may actually switch this over to wheat later. I'm not sure, just because that might make them breed a little faster. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna sleep in my bed, and we're gonna keep an eye on these villagers and see if they get into love mode again. All right, I've made another change. I went back and looked at the design, and I think what my problem was is these villagers, all of them, not only the babies will have to, but these villagers have to think they can make it to these beds. And if you remember right, I mentioned that there is this mechanic where they think they can go across these trap doors, even though they are open. So I had these 2 trap doors up, but this one, I didn't have it in place at all. So you can see they are trying desperately to get into these beds now. And I don't think they were doing that earlier. So let's sleep and let's just see what happens in the morning. I think we're going to get it. I think we might get it. Okay, I was not paying attention, and we had a baby villager spawn. So, and our wandering trader got caught down there, and he is going to apparently go down there and get stuck. So, I don't know if you guys caught it or not, but we did have a baby villager pop up there. So we have everything figured out. I will stick around here to see if another one spawns, because once this starts up, it happens pretty often. So let's hang around here for a few more minutes and just see if we can see another one. Okay, I've been waiting around for a couple more minutes, and we had some hearts. And hopefully we're going to actually get to see the little villager appear, and then we can watch him go over and try and hop on the beds. There we go. There's our baby villager. And let's just kind of watch that guy for just a minute. And he's going to go over here. Yep, just like that. Try and get into that bed. And he goes and takes a ride down the water channel. And if we go back up here and we look down here, and it's going to be kind of hard to see him. There's one guy down there. That was our first one, maybe our second. There we go. There's another one. Actually, it looks like we got 3 down there. No, never mind. That might just be some other stuff. And I think our wandering trader is down there somewhere too. We may go have a look-see. But so that's how that breeder works. So, oh, hey, found the hole. Let's go over here, and there we go. So, okay, that's how that works, and this will run for however long you want it to. Now, the only thing you have to do to disable it is put a block in front of this to where the villagers cannot pathfind to this bed, and they will stop trying to make more villagers. So, if we let this run for a while, we will have all kinds of villagers in there, and we can give each one of them a trade like we want, and we can try and get whatever jobs we want from them, which is going to be super handy for getting the different types of trades that we want and all that jazz. But that is going to wrap things up for this episode. And what we're going to do next time is we are going to do some miscellaneous stuff. I want to make this area over here look a little bit better. I definitely want to clean up this space underneath here and make it so that we have something that looks a little bit better than just like random glass blocks and diorite and dirt and junk there. Maybe clean this up here, and we might do some terraforming in this area so that we can have a viewing area to watch the guys go down the stream, and then we can go and check them out down there. Also going to do some stuff on the house. I had said a couple, 3 episodes back that I wanted to do a little bit of that with you on camera. If you can see from here, I actually have done a little bit of stuff to the front. You can see that I have changed the profile of the front of that roof. It goes out at an angle, and I think that makes it look a little better. And I added the beam here up front. And if we go over there and take a look, you can see that I've done a few things there to just kind of fill that in, but nothing crazy. Holy chickens, Batman. And there you go. If you hadn't noticed that yet, you guys may have noticed it, but that's what the front kind of looks like right now. So we'll do some windows here, and we'll probably make some changes and maybe add this same effect to this roof and the one on the back, to the faces, that is. And we'll make sure we've got that all closed in, and we'll kind of pretty up that a little bit. I also want to try and maybe put a building over the entrance to our mining area. So we're going to do some building and some cleanup stuff next episode, and we'll see what else we can get into. I also wanted to show you guys the pumpkins. Don't know if you guys saw this yet or not, but I'll be showing this off. We've got some pumpkins, and by the way, I expanded our wheat farm just a little bit. So that's going to come in handy when we get one of these villagers that likes to have wheat. So lots of things to do next episode, but that's what I think we're going to do. And we're going to let that breeder run because we're going to need lots of villagers for the next couple, 3 bigger projects. So finally wrapping things up for this episode. And I've been Debunked. You guys have been awesome. And we will see you next time. Later.